Hey, how's it going? We are live, party people in the place to be. I'm so excited to be here with you today. I'm in a couple of different locations. This is how I'm living in 2022. I'm multi-purposing myself and I'm showing up in a way that allows me to be more powerful and I am conserving my energy. So let me type in the pinned link really quickly and we're going to get started. I'm Paula Marie, aka the Ebony Biz Diva, and I want to talk to you today about how you're showing up. I want to express to you that this is the time because it's today. Okay, has nothing at all to do with the fact that it's January, has nothing at all to do with the fact that we just started a new year. It's just today. Okay, I'm almost done pinning this link, so, okay, I did it. I did it. All right, so now I'm great. Let me pin that comment to the top and I'm good to go. All right. So, how you're showing up means the world. Hey, how have you been? I haven't seen you in forever. Determined CEO is back. I've been watching you travel. It's good to have you back. You look amazing. Um, I want to talk about how we're showing up and how we're thinking about how we're showing up. I think that's important. I think it's important for us to understand that you get to show up in any way that you deem fit. Um, and you get to change how you show up at any time. Let me say that again. You get to change how you show up at any time. And the way that you do that is to give yourself permission to be, I just saw my shirt, to be fearless. You've got to be fearless enough, honey bunches of oats. You got to be fearless enough. I don't know if they can, yeah, you got to be fearless enough to give yourself permission to change the trajectory of your business at any time. You've got to give yourself permission to do that. And so I want to ask you, how are you showing up? If you're not getting the business that you want, entrepreneur, I'm talking to you. If you're not getting the business that you want right now at this day and time, if you're not where you want to be, if you're not positioned where you want to be, that's even a stronger thought. Because in order for you to get where you want to be, you got to be in position. And if you're not even in position for that, then we got to get you there. There's some work that needs to be done, and it's a lot of internal work that happens before the physical work starts. Let me take a sip. Out my problem slayer mug, okay? So let me see. Let me let y'all understand this is where you can grab this mug. Everybody's always telling me, where can I grab this mug? Click this link. It's exactly how it's spelled. problem slayer slayer.com. You can get this mug along with the sweatshirts and the t-shirts and the face mask and all that good stuff, right? But let's go back to how you're showing up in 2022. Are you positioned to show up the way you want to? Strong. Hey, Wildflower Cabin. Thanks for joining. I want to ask you, what does your brand feel like? What does your brand feel like in this day and in this age? Like, tell me, when people see your brand, when they see your posts, when they see your face, when they see your products, what does it feel like for them, right? What does it feel like? What emotions are you crafting with the content that you're putting out into the world about your products and your services? Let me know. Let me know who you are in this industry. And I don't mean, oh, I'm a Pinterest strategist or, oh, I'm a business coach, right? but who are you like in your spirit that makes you different than the next business coach or the next Pilates instructor or next handmade butter entrepreneur? What makes you different? What makes you uniquely and authentically different, right? Because in order for us to be the top of mind in front of our clients and our customers, we've got to be able to answer those questions. People automatically know what McDonald's is and what they do and who they serve and what they got and what benefits they deliver. Oh, they're fast. Oh, they're quick, or the fries are hot, They're known for certain things. What are you known for? What are people saying about you when you're not in the room? Because that's really what your brand is. Not what you say, but what people say about you when you're not in the room. So do you know? Do you know what people are saying about you when you're not in the room? Are you aware of what people are saying about you when you're not in the room? I'm just asking. I'm just asking. Yeah, getting some feedback on my phone. Hold on, let me take my Wi-Fi off real quickly. All right. So I got the first question was, who are you? Like what type of emotion or energy does your product or your service like deliver? Yeah. Like what kind of emotion do you deliver, or do you pull out of the people that are seeing your brand, that's seeing your content? Like, do they smile when they see your content? Do they giggle when they see you? Are they happy? Is it super serious? Is that like the emotion that you're pulling out of people, that it's got to be like buttoned up and super serious, right? What type of emotions and energy is your content delivering? Is it boring? Does it feel like somebody else's content because you're literally copying other people's content? Hey, Nasir, thanks for jumping on. I'm trying to get you to think about how your content resonates with the audience that you're showing up in front of. How do you become top of mind, right? What is, and this is important, what is your authentic visual brand voice? That was a lot, right? What is your authentic visual brand voice? Yeah. What do the visuals that you're creating in the world, your videos, your static images, right? Your workshops, right? Your logos, what is that visual creating? What is it saying about you? What is it saying about the problems that you're slaying? What does it say about the results that you deliver? What is it saying about how your clients are happy to work with you or not happy to work with you? What is it saying about the results that you're delivering? What is it saying about how you connect with your audience? What is it saying about how you collaborate and who you collaborate with? What is the energy and the emotion of the content that you're delivering? And how is that resonating with your audience when they see you? Because that's the connectivity piece. Your authentic visual brand voice is what makes you not only unique, but it also helps you to connect. It's important. It's not just putting up a post that says these are the 3 top things you need to know, because I can get that from anywhere. I can go to Google, I can go to Pinterest, I can get that from anywhere. But what makes them want to get that from you? What makes them so invested that they want to get it from you? And if you don't know who you are, how you show up, how you connect in your authentic visual brand voice, that is the missing key to who you are and how you're reaching your goals in 2022. Because you can't say I want it and then you reach for it and you go grab it. There's got to be some connectivity. So what is your authentic visual brand voice? What makes you super different? What makes people resonate with you? What makes people think of you whenever there's a question asked in the room? And what makes them suggest you, talk about you when you're not in the room? Because I know a lot about a lot of people, but I don't talk about them when they're not in the room. And you know a lot of people, but they don't talk about them when you're not in the room. Right. So I wanted to come to you today just to talk about that. I wanted to sprinkle some questions on you because in order for us to really dig deep in 2022, it's got to be more than just the surface, people. Like we got to look at the shirt. We got to be fearless enough to ask ourselves the hard questions and fearless enough to show up in our authentic true selves. That's what's going to make you different. That's what's going to help people connect with you. That's what happens. So I want you to be fearless enough in 2022 to show up in a different way. I want you to understand that when you are fearless, you're going to be top of mind. You're going to show up top of mind. You just are. When you are the only one that shows up as only you can show up, and nobody else can touch you because you're the only one that's showing up as powerfully as you're showing up, then people will connect with you. Your tribe will find you. But you have to be fearless. Look at the shirt, people. Look at this look at the shirt. You got to be fearless enough. You got to be fearless enough in that thing to not feel like you'll be judged, to not feel as if you're doing things out of order, to not feel as if you don't know what you're talking about, to not feel as if no one will take you seriously. You've got to be fearless enough to show up as only you can show up, because that's the only way that you're going to make it. That's the only thing that's going to set you apart. It's the only thing that's going to draw your tribe to you. It's the only thing that's going to help you understand how to dig deeper in your zone of genius, how to affect more people, how to change more people, how to grow more people with only you, the gifts that only you can deliver in the way that only you can deliver them. That's the powerful thing. That's the most. So to wrap up, I asked you, who are you? And I asked you, what are people saying about you when you're not in the room? And then I asked you this question right here: what is your authentic visual brand voice? And you may not know what that is. You may not know what that is because you're still crafting who you are, which is the first question. And it's okay. But the only way to really get clear about who you are is to do all the things. Do all the things. Test all the things out. One of the things that I was told when I first started, let me take a sip. When I first started coaching was that you got to niche down. I was number one, and you've got to stay focused on one thing. You got to stay focused on one thing. And you got to run it till the wheels fall off. You got to test that thing out. You got to do it over and over and over and over again, right? And that's 50% true. My experience was there were some things I did and I didn't want to do it over and over again. It didn't feel right for me. It wasn't a good fit. It wasn't authentically who I was and how I wanted to teach. And so you don't have to sit in something that doesn't feel authentic and familiar and in synergy with who you are. You don't have to sit in that. You get to test things out and you get to say, okay, I'm going to throw that out the window. I'm done. I don't want to do that again. But now I want to do this. You get to test things out to see what resonates with not only you, but what resonates with your tribe. What is your tribe asking you to do more and more of? What is it that you want to get better at? The more you do it, the better you will get. The more you do it, the stronger you will be. The more you practice, the better and stronger you will appear to your ideal clients. The more they will trust you, the more they will connect with you. All of this is true, but you only do the things over and over again that speak to who you are and how you want to serve, how you want to show up in the world. So your authentic visual brand voice is something that needs to be like molded like clay. It just, you got to mold that thing. You got to play with that thing like over and over again, right? The more you mold it, the better it becomes. The stronger it becomes. The deeper your voice becomes, right? The more powerful your voice becomes. But you've got to really practice doing all the things. So on this Tuesday, I want to ask you to write a list of all the things. Write a list of all the things, right? Because at the end of the day, if you don't have a list, then you don't know where you're going. And some of the things on the list will automatically eliminate themselves once you start testing these things on the list. Because if this doesn't work and this is almost the same as this, well, we're just going to scratch both of those off because none of those feel good to my spirit right now. That's not how I want to teach. That's not how I want to train. That is not how I want to transform lives. So you're going to automatically mold and shape that list into your authentic visual brand voice. Who you be, who you want to be, who you want to show up as, right? What feels amazing to you in your spirit, like deep, deep in your soul, so that when you speak to people from a very centralized place of who you are and how you want to affect change in the world. So it's super important that you understand that your authentic visual brand voice is not only who you are and how you sound and how you look, but it's about the emotion that you're creating with the content, whether it's video, whether it's images, whether you show up on a live, whether you're talking and they can only hear your voice on Clubhouse, however you sound, your authentic visual brand voice is all in sync. There's a synergy around how you show up. And it's consistent because you've crafted it from your soul, from the essence of who you are. You didn't make a list and say, okay, I'm going to do this and I'm going to try to be this and I'm going to work myself to this and I'm going to say these words because these words sound good. No, we're not creating the authentic visual brand voice. We are being the authentic visual brand voice, and we're watching and we're listening and we're taking note of how we're shaping our authentic visual brand voice just by talking about the things that are important to us, how we slay problems in these internet streets, and what it looks like coming from me and not the Joneses. We get rid of all the clutter that's in our heads. We get rid of all the chatter that's in this right brain. We get rid of all of that imposter syndrome and we focus on who we are, what makes us tick, what makes us powerful as beings. We focus on all of those things and we focus on how we can deliver our gifts being in that person, being in that space. That's how you start to begin to craft your authentic visual brand voice. That's what we do inside of the Problem Slayer Academy. And I'm going to tell you, inside of the Problem Slayer Academy, it took me a year to create this space because inside of the Problem Slayer Academy, it really is about positioning yourself as the authority first. Position yourself as the authority first. But you can't be the authority if you're showing up inauthentically. If you're not being who you are, if you're not transparent about what you are, the essence of who you are, your heart, your soul, how you want people to connect with you, how you reach out and connect to people. What does it sound like? What does it feel like? Right? We can't copy the Joneses. I wish everybody was live with me and we could say it together. You can't copy the Joneses. Like, you just can't do it. You can only show up the way that you show up. And it's going to be perfect because it's perfectly who you are. And your tribe will find you because they connect with the energy that you are delivering. How powerful is that? Right? How powerful is that? So I want to leave that with you. I'm done. But I wanted to talk about your authentic visual brand voice. That is the focus of the Problem Slayer Academy. How we show up through our imaging, how we show up through our video content. What is the heart and soul of who we are as creators, and how do we transfer that energy, right? In into that space of delivering and transforming lives with our products and our services. How do we take the essence of who we are and deliver that into who we are touching with our products and our services? It's super important. Super important. So I want to touch and leave you with this. At the bottom of the screen, there's a link there. I want you to feel free to go to that link. You can also go to my website, www.ebonybizdiva.com. Go to the upper right-hand corner. You're going to see a button. All right. And when you see that button, it's going to say schedule an inquiry call. It's 15 minutes. It's 15 minutes. I've made room on my calendar this week, and I want to make sure that I'm making room and time for you. And let's just talk about what you envision your authentic visual brand voice to be. How you're showing up. How is that translating? How is your email list growing with that or not? How is your sales growing with that or not? Right? Because we have to be able to nurture our tribe in a way that makes them feel safe. And we talk about that inside of the Problem Slayer Academy. So if quality content is a struggle for you, if you feel like you are putting content out and you're spitting it out at rapid paces, right? But you're not seeing the results, definitely get on my calendar this week. If you feel like you're saying all the things and nobody is paying attention, get on my calendar this week. Let's talk about it. If you feel like you are talking about too many different things because you're trying to hit somebody, talk to me about that. It's not about the quantity of content that we put out. It is about the quality of content that we put out. And the quality of that content, the common denominator, the center, the root of it being quality is tapping into your authentic visual brand voice. Because it's your content. Nobody can show up as you. Nobody can sound like you. Nobody can slay problems like you. In order for this amazing content that you're creating to resonate with your tribe, you've got to tap into your authentic visual brand voice. So definitely click the link below. Schedule an inquiry session with me. I've got 10 slots this week that I opened up. And let's really dig into how we can become very transparent in tapping into our center and our core as creators and as entrepreneurs, and being fearless enough. Remember the shirt. The shirt says we got to be fearless enough, right? We got to be fearless enough to show that to the world, because there's only one you. That is it. I am done for the day. Go be powerful and amazing on this incredible Teach It Tuesday. I'm your girl, Paula Marie, aka the Ebony Biz Diva. And I can't wait to speak to you when you schedule your session with me this week. And let's discuss your authentic visual brand voice. Like, let's talk about it. What is it? What do you think it is? Let's start there, right? And let's talk about how that aligns with your monetary goals for 2022. All right. Have an amazing day. I'll talk to you later. Peace.